Hey everybody, Jane here, and I wanted to just give you an update on how things are going with the weight loss post weight loss surgery. For anybody who's new here and has never heard me talk about this before, and it's not something I talk about very often, I, in July, decided to have bariatric surgery. I had a gastric bypass, and it is now, when you're seeing this, probably early January. I'm recording at the end of December because I batch record. So it is the last week in December. It'll be January in a couple days. So I just wanted to kind of update you on how that's been going and kind of like where my journey is. So I have lost quite a bit of weight now. I wanted to make this video when I was right around a 50-pound loss, but I'm a little further out than that. So when I first went to the doctor to discuss weight loss surgery options, my weight was 320. At my last weigh-in, which was earlier this week, was down to 241. So I'm getting close to that 100-pound weight loss from my very first appointment. Now, I will say during the actual diet that they give you while you're losing weight, I did lose 15 pounds. So on the day I had surgery, I was at 305. So I've lost a little less than that. It makes the numbers a little smaller of my loss since surgery, but we're only out since July. I have really been happy with this choice. I know everybody's different, and obviously time will tell how far I go and what is the ultimate result if I can keep it off. But at about the 6-month mark, which is close to where we are now, I just wanted to follow up and say, for me, this has been a great choice and I have been doing well with it. So a little bit of information for you. I have not had any complications, which has been really lovely. I know that is not true for everybody, but I have been one of the lucky ones. So to date, I have not had dumping syndrome. I have not had any serious problems. I've had a couple times where I've eaten food that didn't agree with me very much and got a very bad stomach ache, but I haven't thrown anything up. I have had a couple times where I've eaten food and I've had diarrhea, but that was not necessarily something that was super uncommon for me before my surgery, and it's not something that happens super frequently. Overall, this has been a huge win for me. Now I am tracking my meals on an app. I'm using Verytastic. I've talked about the app before. I don't actually like the app very much, but I am using it because it is what my doctor recommended. And I don't think it's a bad app. I just think I wish it did things differently than it does, and it's not nearly as user-friendly as I wish it was. But right now, the criteria I am using and the criteria the surgeon pulled up me is you want your meals to be 6 or under grams of sugar and 6 and under grams of fat to avoid dumping. I'll be really honest, sometimes I go a little beyond that, not too far beyond because I don't want to get sick, but I can go a little bit up and still be okay and not get sick from it. And they want you on 1,200 calories per day maximum. And that is also something that I struggle with staying in a little bit. I have gone over a few times, not drastically over. I'm not like hitting 2,000 calories, but I definitely am struggling a little bit to keep it in that 1,200 every single day. Some days are great and I manage to be a good bit below that, but it kind of varies. I am also to drink 2 liters of water a day, which I am doing very well, and get 65 grams of protein minimum, and I'm generally doing that very well. So those are the criteria that my surgeon in his program has me staying in. And I'm really proud of my progress and happy about it. I have not necessarily noticed some of the changes that other YouTubers talk about as far as people generally treat me the same as they did before my surgery. The only person I would say who treats me any differently is my mother, and she is very, very interested in my weight loss. She's always been kind of like a weight person, and I have never been somebody who's been too worried about that. So she's the one who's like, how much have you lost now? Every time I see her, it's a lot. But like aside from her, and she's kind of a different type of person anyway, I haven't noticed anybody treating me differently, which is good because I don't really want to be treated differently. I just want to be treated like a person. And, you know, if you treat me differently because I've lost weight, that says more about you than it does me. I do love that I have a lot more mobility. So I can get off of the ground now, which is lovely, without as much work. So I'm not as scared to go down. I'm not as scared to walk distances. We are going to the gym, although not as consistently as I would like to. We had been going very consistently shortly after surgery, and then October, in late October, or early October, I guess it was, I auditioned for a play. I was in a play. It was lovely. And I will say, like, the weight loss was very helpful for being in this play because I was able to move around a lot better than when I'd done a play previously and been very limited by my body size. But that had kind of gotten me out of routine for the gym because the play was very demanding. And so I wasn't going to the gym. So we're trying to get back in that routine, which has been a little bit of a challenge. But I definitely feel like I move better. My asthma symptoms are a lot less. I am breathing a lot better. I'm moving a lot better. I feel really good. And again, I haven't had the problems that are usually associated with this surgery. I do have some problems with iron absorption, but I had that prior to surgery, so I'm not feeling like that is a result of surgery. Like I had that before. So yeah, I wanted to give you a quick update on how I'm doing. And if you have any questions for me, you can leave those below. But generally, I'm very happy. I haven't had complications. I'm losing weight. I feel great. And the social things that other YouTubers have mentioned having haven't been an issue for me yet. Maybe when the weight loss is more, it will, but so far it hasn't. Oh, clothes. I wanted to mention clothes. I have not gotten rid of my clothes and got a new wardrobe yet. I've had a couple pairs of pants now that I've had to like get rid of because they are too big on me. And I have a couple pairs of pants that probably in 20, 25 pounds, they will be too big for me. I have bought a couple additional pairs of pants, but they were not, it was like, it's a little hard because you don't know what your size is because you've lost weight. And so it's not the size you've always worn. And I'm not still sure what my size is because pant sizes are all over the place. I went to Goodwill and one of the pairs I got was a size 18. And then I've had several pairs of 20s and 22s that don't fit. So, you know, I have one pair that's an 18. I think I'm still in the 24s women's, but again, it's been about a month since I went thrifting to get a couple pairs of pants. And that is one thing that is a challenge, but I haven't had to get rid of my entire wardrobe, which is something I was worried about. On the other hand, I tend to wear clothes baggy. So this is a 3X or 4X, I can't remember which, that my friend got me for Christmas. And I plan to wear it until like I can't, and until I'm drowning in it because it's lovely and it's warm and it's got rats on it. So, so that hasn't been a major issue. That was something I worried about. Um, I haven't had any of the body dysmorphia that I was concerned about. To me, I can see the change a little bit in my face, but it doesn't feel drastic. I still feel like myself, and I still feel like I look like myself, which is something I had been worried about. So I have always been plus size. I've never been a small person. And so I was really worried as I started to lose weight that I would like not like how I looked or feel like it wasn't me I was seeing or anything like that because I've always been bigger. And again, I'm not quite 100 pounds down, so maybe I will feel that way after I hit that threshold and go beyond it. But at my current losses, I don't have any issues. As a matter of fact, I would have the problem, I would say more of like, I don't see a lot of changes and I very much look like me. Maybe a little bit in the face, but not anything super drastic. I currently don't have any issues with loose skin. I currently don't have any like rashes or anything from losing weight. That could happen. I guess I haven't lost enough for it to really make a difference. Like I do have a couple places where I notice some loose skin, but it's not anything drastic or devastating or huge problem for me. So that's been very positive. The only negative I can really say is I'm losing my hair a lot. My hair is thinned out and is a lot different in texture now. My hair is a lot more frizzy. But again, that's not a huge thing for me. Like the fact that it's a little bit thinner is annoying, and the shedding is annoying, and my boyfriend wishes my hair wasn't everywhere, including like the pipes after I shower, like you put Drano down there because it's just like so bad. But I'm not like, that's not for me. That is a small price to pay for my ability to move around, feel better, feel healthier. I will say I just did some traveling for the first time, and that has been a little bit of a challenge just to like continue to eat healthy and to make sure that I'm not eating things that are potentially going to trigger dumping. We recently went on a road trip, and instead of stopping for fast food, which is what we would have normally done, we packed. We packed a cooler and we ate foods that I knew I could have along the way. And it was much cheaper to travel that way, and we made better time because we didn't stop at a restaurant. So win-win. I have been out to a restaurant 3 times since my surgery, and I haven't had any issues with it. It does take a little bit more planning to go because you want to look ahead and be like, okay, what foods are less likely to make me sick? Because when I'm going out for a restaurant, to a restaurant, I'm not as worried about, are these foods within my diet? I'm worried about, am I going to eat something that is going to give me dumping syndrome and make me sick? Because I generally believe in the 80-20 rule. If I'm going out and I'm having one meal that is maybe not the healthiest that I could have, is that really going to offset my weight loss forever? Probably not, because everything is kind of a general spectrum, right? It's like, am I doing what I'm supposed to most of the time? Okay, then if I have a bad day, I have a bad day. And my biggest concern has been I don't want to trigger dumping, especially when I am traveling or when I'm out or when I'm at a family event. So the times that we went to eat have been at family oriented things. My mother had her birthday, so we went out to dinner for her birthday. And I went out for my birthday with my best friend. And then the last time that we went out for Thanksgiving, because we chose not to cook and my parents wanted to take us out to Thanksgiving. So it was choosing foods that I didn't think were likely to trigger my dumping, because you don't want to have dumping while you are out. Now, granted, I haven't had dumping yet, as far as I can tell, so I'm not sure if that's even something that is going to be a big issue for me in the future, but I'd rather be safe than sorry, especially when I'm traveling, and especially when I am concerned about, like traveling. I don't want to try to eat something that could make me dump when I'm the driver and traveling for 6 hours. So it's been little changes like that that I've had to do, but honestly, it hasn't been nearly as big of a change as I was afraid it was going to be. When I decided to do the surgery, I was just kind of devastated. I didn't want to do it. I was really struggling. I was like, feels like the end of the world. And it really wasn't the end of the world, which was so nice. So yeah, that is where it's been. And I am very happy overall with my progress and hope to continue doing it. And hopefully once I hit around a year mark, I'll check in again and let you know how I'm doing. If you have any questions specifically about my surgery, feel free to leave them in the comments and I might make a video about it. Otherwise, this is Jane and I'll see you next time. Bye! Pictures and patterns put into words that stream across the page.